Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back on the fight front once again, man. Just want to go back and talk about a few Saturday's fights. Of course, first up, I want to talk about the rematch between Aspen Ladd and Sijara Eubanks on UFC Rochester. Man, this was a good rematch. It was a very, very good fight. Very, very good competitive fight on both sides. I really felt like this time it was a lot closer. It was a lot closer than what the judges had it when I went back and watched it a second time. The first time I definitely had Aspen Ladd win, but I don't know if it was a unanimous decision. It could have been split decision either way. It could have been a draw. I know some people might think I'm crazy, but if you go back and watch it a second time and really pay attention to that second round and that third round, then you will really see how close the fight it was. But let's just go back and talk about the fight real quick. First round, Sijara, she was moving on the back foot. She was looking like she wanted to box a little bit, and she was landing a few good strikes, to the head and to the body. She was landing some good little jabs and right hands to the stomach of Aspen. Aspen, she was kind of doing like she was in the first fight, looking to put that pressure on, try to walk Sijara down. But 30 seconds in, she went right in for the takedown, and she picked Aspen up. She picked her up off the ground and slammed her. And on the ground, she was able to control Aspen for a good minute. She was able to hold her down, get in some strikes of her own. But Aspen, she was able to get back up after about a minute of control from Sijara. But Sijara, she was looking to get that other slam again. She tried to pick her up again, but Aspen, she's a thick girl. And this time, Sijara, she was unsuccessful. And when she tried to go in for the leg, Aspen, she was able to switch around and get Sarge by the neck and almost get a guillotine choke on her. But, Sarge just stayed cool. She was able to slide out. And as she slid out, she gave Aspen Ladd her back. And on the ground, Aspen was trying to get Sarge to her on her side at an angle so she could make her a little bit more defensive so she could get her back completely. But Sarge, she was still keeping cool. She was still keeping control of the first round, in that last minute. And she was holding Aspen's left arm. And Sarge was able to slip out. And when she slipped out, she got to her feet, and Aspen got to her feet. And she started swinging some wild, big shots in like the last 20, 30 seconds. And she connected with a big right hand and then followed by a left hand. And Aspen, they both went to slugging it out in that last 10 seconds. And Sijara, she was able to land two more big shots. She landed a series of good right hands that almost had Aspen out. I think Aspen kind of fell back, but she looked like she was hurt from those shots. And Sijara, she just kind of let loose her while she was on the ground. I think if it had been a few more seconds in the round, I think she probably could have stopped Aspen Ladd. I think she probably could have stopped her whenever it got to, maybe if she had like 20 seconds to go, because whenever she had her down, she was landing some good shots. And I could tell Aspen Ladd when she got back up and went to her corner, she knew that she was kind of she was in for a fight. Second round, Sijara, she kept good range with the jab. She was looking to set up those big shots. She was throwing some nice punches to the stomach again, but Aspen was still kind of walking her down. And I think the judge was kind of looking at that pressure that she was putting on Sijara. But, Sarge was letting her walk her down a little bit too much. And Aspen was able to get a lock on Sarge on the fence, where Sarge, she looked a little bit like she was kind of getting worn down whenever she was kind of putting that weight on Sarge. And Aspen took her down, kind of a surprise takedown when she kind of lifted her up and threw her on her back. And she was just keeping her weight on her for like a good minute, just kind of letting Sarge set herself up for a submission. And as Sarge kind of tried to get out again at an angle, Sarge made a mistake of turning completely around, and Aspen got her back. She got her back completely and almost locked in for a rear naked choke. But Sarge, she was really good at kind of keeping the weight off of her completely, and she was able to slip out 2 times again. But this whole round, I would have to probably give to Aspen Ladd. I think she did the better control, and she landed the better elbows too, and the strikes on the ground. She was landing some good ground and pound on Sarge, and I think Sarge was a little bit more in defense mode, and she really wasn't able to do much on the ground in this second round. But third and final round, Sarge, she started boxing again nicely. She was looking to counter most of this round. It was a standing round. She was staying busy with the jabs and getting in some good little left hooks, at her range. Sarge again landed some nice body shots. I think she should have really stayed committed to the body, for at least 2 or 3 minutes, especially when the Aspen just kept walking her down. Sijara really needed to come over the top with the right hand, just to kind of, rock and get the respect of Aspen, because every time Aspen kept walking her down, she was in that range. And once she get in that range, she was trying to close it, and she would kind of clinch with Sarge and land some big knees to the body. And I think Sarge was kind of losing the intensity whenever she was getting hit with those knees to the body. But she was still staying busy, and I think Sarge was throwing the better punches overall. And I think she was using better angles too. You know, her striking and her boxing overall looked better than Aspen Ladd's. But Aspen, I feel like, you know, she was throwing intense shots. You know, she's a bigger girl, and the judges were probably looking at that as far as, you know, the oncoming pressure. But again, Sarge was staying in there with the better punch variety to me, you know, and that's how I look at it. I was kind of looking at it not just as a boxing match, but overall as far as you know, I think in MMA you got to look at the sweet science too. You just can't look at, you know, who's being the aggressor even when they're not landing the better punches. But in that last closing minute, Aspen, she looked to try to get a takedown in the last minute, but Sarge, she was able to defend off of it again. And they kind of just fought to a little stalemate to me in that clinch in the last minute. Again, man, they went big, man. They went hard in that was another final big exchange. And you know, they both made some big exchanges with some strikes. But I think overall, man, this was a real close fight. I could have had it a draw or a split decision either way, man. You might call me crazy if I say it was a draw, but I think it could have gone either way because, like I said, after watching it twice, I think it was closer than what the judges had it. It definitely wasn't 30-26. I think one of the judges had it 30-26, and I think Sarge did have the first round. I think she did win the first round, hands down. Aspen did win the second round, hands down. But it was that third round that was just kind of tight to me. I felt like Sarge's work in the third, it could have won it for us as far as like her movement and her punch variety, where I feel like Aspen Ladd knew she was just a bigger fighter, and all she had to do was just kind of walk forward and just kind of throw any type of shot. You know what I mean? Because she felt like she was a bigger, stronger fighter. But I felt like Sijara was actually kind of working better when I looked at it the second time around. But overall, it was another good fight. This one was better than the first fight between them. Sijara definitely got better. I really want to see Sijara get stronger and kind of learn to level up more and make better adjustments, especially against a fighter like Aspen Ladd. To me, I think she definitely exposed some holes in Aspen Ladd's game. You know, I feel like the right hand is a big punch to capitalize on Aspen Ladd, and just overall better striking. You know, a better striker would have fun with somebody like Aspen Ladd. But Aspen Ladd, you know, she's a growing fighter. She's strong. Once she gets you to the ground, you know, it's pretty much a wrap. You know what I mean? But yeah, overall good fight. Shout out to both fighters. I think they both put on a very good performance. Again, Sijara Eubanks, she's able to go the distance with a very, you know, tough powerhouse like Aspen Ladd, man. But from here, definitely want to see what they can both do in the bantamweight division. Bantamweight definitely new faces right now, and I think that's going to be Aspen Ladd and Sijara, man. But yeah, that's all I got on this one, guys. Just let me know in the comment section how close you think the fight was. Do you think it could have went either way, or do you think Aspen Ladd was the rightful winner? But yeah, man, just make sure you subscribe. I'll be back with another video, guys. Make sure y'all support #CB99Talks. I'm out. Peace.